Mr. Brown with you today. So we're looking at the volume of different shapes. So this question says a man has a cylindrical drum of diameter 16 meters and height 13 meters. What is the drum's volume? So first thing we need to know, what is the formula for calculating the volume of a cylinder? That formula is pi r squared h. So it's basically the area of a circle multiplied by its height. So now, once you're dealing with r, the radius, in this question, there is no radius, but we must know that the diameter and the radius, they share a relationship, which is that the diameter is twice the radius, or the radius is half of the diameter. So if the diameter is twice the radius, or vice versa, the radius half of the diameter, and the diameter is 16, it gives knowledge that r will be equal to 8 meters. And from you know what r is, you can just start substituting the values. Now, I purposely do not put the value for pi, because pi can be 3.14, 3.142, or sometimes you might get it as 22/7. So it all depends on what the question gives you. But in this particular example, I'll just use it as 3.142. So I'll say pi is equal to 3.142. So then now let's start. So pi, 3.142 times r, 8. And the fact that r is squared, you put your squared here, times h. From the question h, the height is 13 meters. Now, when you get to this part, you simply just take out your calculator and you simply put in the values. So 3.142 multiplied by 8 squared multiplied by 13. And you should get 2614.144. And sometimes they will tell you to round it off to the nearest whole number or to 2 decimal places. So you can do that depending on what your question gives you. So in our case, I'll just round it off to 2 decimal places and put on your meters. And please remember, for volume, it should always be the units cubed. If it's not a 3 up here, your answer is wrong. Now, let's go look at another example on this side. So it says that Nancy has a triangular prism of base 13 centimeters, perpendicular height 12 centimeters, and length 19 centimeters. What is the volume of the shape? Now, what is the formula for calculating the volume of a triangular prism? You must know that it's half base times height times the length. So it's the area of the triangle multiplied by the length. Now, recognize I say perpendicular height, because if it's not the perpendicular height given, or the height that makes the shape into a right angle, it is not the correct height. It's not slanted, but it should always be perpendicular, meaning you get a right angle from it. Now, the formula now, half times base, 13 centimeters. So you write your 13 cm times height, 12 cm, times your length, 19 cm. Now you can simply multiply this, and since it's half, you multiply by 0.5. Or if you want to multiply all of this part and then divide your final answer by 2, you should get the same thing. So I'll just multiply by 0.5 on my calculator. So it's 0.5 times 13 times 12 times 19, and that gives you 1,482 centimeters, and its volume, so it should be cube. So for volume, you just need to know your formulas, and then you perform your perfect substitution, and you will be a pro in calculating the volume of any 3D object. So continue to practice, continue to be a star, and tune in again for another video with Mr. Brown.